Okay, my Facebook friends, this is Ammon Bundy, and I have not done this on YouTube. What I mean by that is a live video like this. But today is 3 years since I was released and come home to my family after being incarcerated for 2 years, federal detention centers, federal prison. It's also my son's 6-year-old birthday. I came home on his third birthday, which was the first birthday I was able to celebrate with him. So, anyway, I'm just grateful. I've got a lot of gratitude in my heart for God and for Him bringing us home. There's so much that has been happening, and when I came home, all I wanted to do is just take care of my family. I wanted the world to leave me alone. But I also felt where much was given, much is expected, and so I took some time and then kind of again got, I guess, a little bit pushed into trying to fight for liberty, trying to stand for what I believe is right, which is that God has given us our rights, that man is designed and supposed to be free, man and woman, and that we only unite, and some call that government, others call it other things. We only unite in order to secure those rights. And so I've tried to do my best to communicate and to express that all over the country. And then 2020 hit, and I immediately saw that the government agents were going to use COVID as an excuse to oppress, to give great power, and to infringe upon the people's rights. When I first said that clear back in January, I was mocked online saying, you know, Ammon, you're such an extremist. You're just saying that, this is just a simple virus and it's not going to be used against the people. How ridiculous. And now, we've never seen a time in history where more rights have been infringed in such a short period of time, especially in the United States of America, where we haven't been able to go to church without fear from the government. We've been restricted from traveling. We've been restricted from assembling. We've been restricted from and censored from free speech. We've been restricted. Our businesses have been shut down, and basically, all aspects of our lives have been infringed upon by government personnel, including to the point where we are being forced to wear a filter over our face, even when we don't agree with it or believe in it. Anyhow, so we're going to have a little fun here today. I actually wanted to keep it pretty light. But as many of you know, I started something called People's Rights. I started it back in March. And now we have 45,364 people in it. We are in 34 states with 359 areas. Now, People's Rights, if you don't know, is not a hierarchy with a structure that goes up nationally and then back down. It is a communication network where people in your local community, your local area, can gather and get other people, and you can join this and start communicating through mass text, emails, secure messages, ham radios, and other things, so that you can prepare yourself and unite, so when the time comes, you can defend yourself. And believe me, the time is coming. If you haven't join People's Rights. You do it by texting rights to 80123. So you put rights in the text, and the number will be 80123, and you send it, and you can join that way. It'll send you a simple little form. You show where you live, and then it'll connect you with the other people in your area. And your information is secure because it's held by a gatekeeper, an area assistant. Also, you can join by going to peoplesrights.org and join there. Now, this is the fun part. Since there's 45,364 people, I am going to offer a $4,536.40 reward for anybody out there, and this could be anywhere in the United States or in the North American continent or anywhere in the world. I will send you $4,536.40. And as people's rights continues to grow, which we will, we're doing about 250 a day on average we're growing. And sometimes we'll grow faster and sometimes a little slower, but it's pretty typical that we get at least 200 to 300 people a day joining. So as it grows, the reward will be greater. It'll get more and more. And I will actually send it to anybody out there, because if you've ever heard about me or even my family, and if you heard from mainstream media, you're going to hear how violent we are and how radical we are and how, how disruptive. And you'll just hear violent over, you'll hear at the Bundy Ranch in 2014 how we violently stood off with the federal government. And then the violent overtake of the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge in Oregon, and how I've created this violent group of people called People's Rights, and how all these things we're doing is violent, right? Well, so the reward is this: $4,536.40. I will send to anybody, and it will keep growing by $2.50 average a day. It'll keep growing if you can find one comment or any video or action of me being violent. That's the reward. So if you can find even one comment of where I am promoting violence, or if you can show any video or any of my actions, any time in my life where I have been violent to somebody. Now I got the cash here, so you know that I'm good for it, okay? I've got cash. I went to the bank and I got this out. So I got, right there's $5,000. So I'm good for it. I can pay you out, and I'll do it in however way is best for you to send it to you. But that's the challenge. That's how you get your reward. And what you'll do is you'll post them to this video, and you'll say, I have a video of Ammon being violent, or I have a comment of Ammon promoting violence. Now, with that being said, you need to Google, or don't Google, whatever. You can do whatever. But you need to find the definition of violent, because that matters. You can't just say your definition. It has to be this definition, the official definition. I'm going to pull a dictionary out. I looked it up earlier, but I don't want to lose the video. So let me go to the V's here. This is actually the dictionary I had when I was incarcerated. I did a lot of studying and spent nearly a year in solitary confinement. Spent more than half the year 2017 in solitary confinement. I believe my longest run in solitary confinement was 105 days. And then I was out for just a few days and they threw me back in there. Okay, so let me get to the V's. So not as easy as looking it up on the Google and or online. Okay, there's victim, VIA, so gotta keep going here. Viral, violent, violence. Okay, so violent. Okay, actually that's okay. Strong feelings, tense, pain, control. Okay, it says the use of force with the intent to hurt, damage, or kill. Okay, so we could use that as a definition. So basically, it's the use of force with the intent to hurt somebody or to kill somebody. So that's the official definition of violence. And if you can find any video, because the media right now is, saying that basically people's rights is responsible for what happened in D.C., which I really don't have good information, but that we're, promoting violence all across the country, that we're a violent group. And I would extend the reward to show anybody in people's rights that's been violent, because I don't think you could find that. But I'm just going to stick with myself, because they are always saying that, I'm violent, that I promote violence, and that I am dangerous because of that. So that's the challenge. $4,536.40 I'll send to anybody if you can show me where I have promoted violence or acted in violence in any way. You send that to me, and I will send you $4,536.40. And I am extremely confident. Well, I know you will not find anything, because I do not believe in violence. And what I mean by that is I do not believe that anybody has a right to act in violence unless they're acting in defense. And I have chosen in all these situations at the Bundy Ranch, when hundreds of guns were pointed at us, they were threatening us with our lives. I never had a weapon. They were pointing guns at my wife and I. They had surrounded my father's home and ranch with snipers. All through that, we chose not to be violent. We chose not to just expose and to film them and to expose them to the people. And the people responded, and they responded correctly. And so you can't. I know in 2014 you're not going to find anything. Go all the way to through 2015, then you get to 2016, when we went and stood for the Hammonds. We got national attention at the National Wildlife Refuge, and we did that appropriately. We did that according to the law. That's why we were acquitted on all charges. And never once did we use violence. Never once did we use violence. Never once did I even carry a weapon. And so I know you won't find anything there. You'll find plenty of violence from government officials all over this. Throwing people to the ground, body slamming us, tasing us, sicking dogs on us, destroying our water infrastructures, shooting my friend Lavoy Finicum in the back 3 times when his hands were raised in the air. And then you move on into basically the terrible things that they did to us in prison, trying to get us to take a plea, and then we were released. And then, basically this 2020 year, all through people's rights, everything that we've done, we've never been violent. We've always tried to expose what is happening and educate the best we can. So again, the reward is there. I'm going to get off. $4,536.40 is where it's at now. I will send to anybody if they can, present evidence, video or a comment or anything that promoted or anything of me acting in violence. So thank you. Thank you, my friends. And thank you, my enemies. And I wish all of you luck. But I'm very certain you will not find anything. But if you do, post it here on the comments here. I've been completely wiped from Facebook, from most of the social media. So this is about my only way to reach out to you. And why have Facebook and all of them said that? Because they say that I'm a violent person. They falsely accused me. Basically, they have an agenda. We know about that, so they've censored me. And then they've demonized me, and now it's political warfare. I am going to get off, but political warfare, understand, it's isolate, demonize, and destroy. They isolate a person or a people, then they can isolate them so they can't communicate outside their little group, and then they demonize them. And the people can't defend themselves because they've been isolated, right? They demonize them, they lie about them, till the public believes that these people are really wicked and dangerous. And then once the public believes that, then they can destroy them, and the public won't have any outrage. That's what they're trying to do to us. That's why they've completely wiped us from Facebook, Twitter, Google searches, even writing people's rights and texting it on some services won't even text. And they're doing that so that they're trying to isolate us. And then what they'll do is, and then they're demonizing us. All kinds of articles. Just Google Ammon Bundy right now, or type in Ammon Bundy in your search engine and read through what it says. And then if they can get the American people to believe it, and the people in Idaho to believe it, then they will try to destroy me like they did try to destroy my family. I'm not afraid of them one bit. I know the Lord will protect us. He has in the past. The Lord has made us promises that He will protect us. He's asked us to do certain things. And yes, I do believe that the Creator of this world can communicate with us. I believe He can communicate with me. I can believe He can communicate with you. We have to open our hearts, do the best we can to obey Him. And I believe that absolutely does happen. Anyway, I've gone on too long. Thank you very much. And if you can find those things, I'll send you $4,536.40. I'm out.